Okay, so these are the new amp chassis by AutoWorld. I think they're accelerated modified performance, if I'm right. My overall opinion I'll give you at the end, but I'm just going to kind of go overview of these chassis. This is the amp chassis. This is an extraction chassis, though. So this is the new extraction chassis that would fit on an extraction body. So, for example, that would fit on that body. This would fit on that body, okay? This semi, you can put this extraction on this semi, and it would work perfectly on the layout, okay? Of course, it needs a little oiling. All right, so that is an amp that's an extraction chassis. This is an amp chassis. So what's an amp chassis? Well, it's an inline motor. It's basically a mini Mitsubishi motor, okay? That's what it is. And so your axle can come out, basically that's your axle. And your guide springs are basically right here. You just take them off like that. And you have 2 springs. So you got your front axle here, that pops off. Then you have your motor. I took off the front axle. It goes right, because you can move the axle 2 different places. Right there and right here. You got your springs, your shoes, and then the motor just pops out like this.
So if you were to replace that motor, you'd have to solder it in.
Correct. But no, there's nobody that makes these now. So now people are gonna have to find these and buy these extra motors, okay? And then the plate, I think the plate is popped in there. Yeah, it's soldered in there. It basically it's done in the factory, but you can take these off and then you can just glue them in. And then your magnets come out on the bottom. You can drop them down a little bit. See how your magnets, that's what the whole chassis is. It's basically less components than this. This takes a lot. The armature right here, that right there is what costs a lot of money to make, the armature right there. All right, and they have to put this whole thing together. Now all they're doing is they're just putting the motor in, a quick solder, and they have an amp chassis, okay? Now, everybody is gonna have their opinion, and that's what is nice, is everybody can have an opinion, okay? And there's no wheel vibration. All right, so now we're gonna put the front axle back together here, and that is because of FCC regulations.
Can they remove the resistor?
Yes, they can.
And will it still work if you remove
Yeah, it'll still work. I mean, it's just a thing for frequencies, and it's just a government bureaucracy.
There'd be more electricity running through the motor if you removed it.
Correct.
Right?
Yes, there'd be more power through the motor if you removed it. All right, so then what you do is you take your springs. Let's see if I can do this without dropping the springs. Let's see. Do you think we can do that once?
I hope so.
Let's see if we can do that. So we're gonna put this one end in first, and then we're gonna push the other end. There we go. And then we grab the other spring.
Here, we can push it off.
And then we take the other shoe. Push that, there we go. All right, so we have both the shoes in. So basically the amp chassis is an easier and cheaper way to make a car. It's a really nice car, but it's less expensive to make than an extraction chassis. And that's why AutoWorld, because they want to try to get sets. See, if they could drop the car down by $2 or $3, they can put 2 to 3 more pieces of straight track in it. That's the fact, okay? So if you can get the cars cheaper, you can put more accessories into the set. And that's why they're doing it. They are fast chassis. So like if you take this car and you put it on this chassis, They are a smoother chassis.
Man, that looks like it's running pretty quick.
It is. They're nice chassis. I think they're just as good as AFX or 4Gear, actually. I mean, your trucks are trucks. You know, they have a higher center of gravity, okay? So you can't go as fast as a car because you're gonna flip over anyways. I mean, they do hold pretty good, actually. They do run really nice. And these are the amp chassis. And they're going to have 4 amp chassis. They're going to have amp for extraction, 4Gear, or a 4Gear for a body, a 4Gear body, and then a ThunderJet amp chassis, because those have to screw into the chassis. So these are the new amp chassis from Auto World. I give them a 9 out of 10. Well, why aren't you giving them a 10, Brian? I'm not about speed. I've never been about speed. I've never thought it was speed, but everybody loves speed. So, I mean, other than that, I think they're a great chassis. I mean, they're a great addition to Auto World's lineup, and they're going to be coming out with tune-up kits so that you can put different tires. What I hope they do is come out with magnets that are a little more powerful, so you can swap those out and add different motors and then different chassis. And then tune-up kits with extra guide pins or guide shoes and springs. Other than that, I give it a 9 out of 10. ProtinkerToys.com. I have spoken, and the world now will cease. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell button, and we will see you later.